Alright guys, I guess it's about that time to do another one of these update videos here from Universal Orlando. Gonna check you out, see what's going on with that Fast and the Furious construction, see what else I can find that's new or interesting here at the resort. Obviously the big buzz at the resort right now is the new water park's opening in about 5 days. You can see it over there, the Volcano Bay. So that's the big news coming on. Not something I'm really excited for because I'm not a water park guy, but I'm gonna go show you what's going on with the dry park stuff. The most interesting construction going on at the parks right now is for the new Fast and the Furious ride, which you can best see from over here. And a couple interesting things. You've got the main show building, that's where the ride is going to be. It seems to be done as far as theming goes on the outside. And one thing I really like about this, they didn't build just a bland box like they've done with a lot of the rides. And they went all the way to the end, not like on Jimmy Fallon where they kind of cheaped out and just built that facade about a third to half the way down the building. This one they went all out and really got some good detail in there so it doesn't look hideous here in the land. And then you've also got a lot of work going on in what I imagine is going to be the entry area and a lot of detail for the new facade that's being built. First of all, I'm going to stop right here. As you can see, a building which is not quite as finished right over there. That I'm assuming will be like the second portion of the queue or maybe a gift shop, but I'm guessing it'll probably be more queue type building. And you come over here to the entrance area and you've got what I imagine will probably be the big sign for the ride. I'll go up on that kind of unthemed thing there, that guy there. But again, you got another cool rockwork type building with lots of, pretty good detail and things like that. Yeah, a bunch of different lines, so I think there's 3 different entrances here, so I'm sure one will probably be for express, one will be for standby, maybe one will be for single rider or something like that, or maybe one will be an exit. We're really not sure. Anyway, that's the things going on with Fast and the Furious, where construction is definitely moving along at a pretty good clip. And now, what you've all been waiting for, the backside of the Fast and the Furious building. This one we saw was sort of not quite finished last time. Now it's fully finished. Looks like it's done up like a brick building. Looks really good. Over here you can see the split between where it looks like it's going to be brown for Harry Potter Land and white for the warehouse building. So you can see that split comes right there. Over here we can see the additional parking lanes for Volcano Bay are pretty much all done. Pretty much if you're going to go to any of the theme parks, you would go to any of these lanes like normal. If you're going to Volcano Bay, you'll go through these parking lanes. Then you'll be parked in the front, the bottom floor of this garage here, where you go through security and then board your bus. I saw some of the big old Volcano Bay buses to take you over to the park. So that's how that'll work, coming up in just about 5 days now. So here in the store out in the City Walk, they've got some of the Volcano Bay merchandise, including the Sweet Turvis, $25 for the Sweet Turvis. We've got a ladies shirt. Obviously, they're going to have a lot more when the park opens later this week. We've got a ladies tank top, one of these fancy drink sippy cups. Just one tiny section here. You got a sweet towel, an old man hat, a lady hat that barely says Volcano. Oh, there's the Volcano Bay on it. We got some cool stuff. We got a wood magnet, a Volcano Bay t-shirt, and one of these fancy water bottles. So I'm sure you'll see plenty more when this park opens later in the week, but that's a little preview of what's coming. Over here we got E.T., which is down for its annual refurbishment. Who knows what's going on the inside? Probably nothing major. On the outside, kind of interesting though, they do have some scaffolding up on the building, as we can see over here. Well, probably nothing interesting. As you can tell from this shot right here, it looks like just repainting. As you can see, the areas which they painted recently and looks good, as opposed to the very faded paint. So I'm assuming that's what they're doing there. We'll find out if there anything else goes on when ET reopens, but I'm guessing it'll probably just be a little bit of a cleaning up. Over here, the cool thing about MIB is they've got this alien guy in the middle, and I don't remember him being here last time I did the update inside. I don't know if he's the same guy that's in the old thing, but I don't remember it there from months ago. What's couch? Not exactly Universal Orlando news, but out in Hollywood it was announced that Shrek 4D is going to close in August. They have not said anything about the one here in Orlando closing, but I wouldn't be surprised, especially if they're just going to put a new attraction in there. I could definitely see them closing them down around the globe and just repurposing them with something else, because it does feel very outdated and not really a winner would guess. So I hope it would close like the Hollywood one to be replaced with something else, but time will tell. Nothing too interesting in the prop shop one this time, except we do have some stuff coming in from Mardi Gras. Not a lot of stuff I would buy, but they do have different things. Especially like this Cajun cuisine, showing their very expensive Cajun food. You can buy that sign for like $50. Not sure what you would do with it, but you always need to go to the prop shop. Not too busy of a day here at Universal, as you can see from the wait time. 40 minutes for Rocket, 15 minutes for Men in Black, 20 minutes for The Simpsons. Recording the video of this portion about 6 o'clock or so on Saturday, May 20th. So really not bad waits for the park today. I just got off the Race Through New York through Jimmy Fallon attraction. Not far from my favorite ride, but I will say they got the virtual queue experience is working much better. In the past, I've waited like 45 minutes to an hour in the 2 lobbies, and today, from the time I got my ticket to the time I got on the ride, it was only 17 minutes, which is a fine time to wait between the 2 lobbies. So that's good. It's definitely something they've gotten worked out over here. Doesn't make the ride any better, but at least it makes the experience less painful. They got this random kind of thing sitting out here in the middle of New York over by the Fallon ride. I guess it must be some private event or buyout or something like that coming to the park. Hey guys, nothing particularly newsworthy over here. Just want to bring out a question for you guys, the YouTube audience. Why do you think that Universal hasn't updated the sound list for Rip Ride Rocket yet? This was a ride that opened back in 2009, and it hasn't had its music list updated yet, so we still are riding to, Fergalicious and Stronger by Kanye West. Very much songs that today's audience would not pick to ride to. So why do you think that it hasn't been updated yet? Just something that's been boggling my mind. And that'll do it for another one of these updates here from Universal Orlando. Fun day at the park, not too busy. A little warm. Definitely it's getting into that summer heat here in Orlando. But crowds were not too bad, so that's always a plus. Hope you guys enjoyed the adventures. Any questions, comments, post them in the comment section below. I'll do my best to get back to you. And thanks for watching, y'all.